To it, that's for sure. Hello, everybody.
No resistance today.
No resistance.
Go with the flow.
Be careful what topic you choose. Hey, welcome to New Thought Tuesdays. On your screen, you've got Rich Smith and Dean Regan. And every Tuesday, we are here for you with a topic that is designed to screw up my last week. No, with a topic that is designed to uplift you and bring you forward in your creative career. And that's what Rich and I are dedicated to. We're dedicated to doing that for ourselves and doing it for our full New Thought Tuesdays community. So welcome. Our topic today is releasing resistance. Releasing resistance. Richard,
yeah,
what do you have to say?
Well, you ready to make that positive change in your life? Do you want to go? Do you want to let go of what's not working for you? What's holding you back? That resistance. And so, resistance for me is just not allowing the divine to flow through me, not allowing that infinite intelligence to create through me. And I resist it. I resist it using my own belief systems of what's possible and what's not possible. And everything's possible in the mind of the infinite. And so by limiting my beliefs about working with this unlimited power and presence, and separating myself from it, it's over here saying I can give you anything you want. The universe is supportive of you. And I'm over here going, yeah, but I can't because of this and because of that. And
So I know that I'm in resistance, generally for me, for this human experience. I know that I'm in resistance. My belief is that pretty much everything that is not love is an attempt at fear, a desire for love, of showing love. My belief in love is lacking, but I will find myself in a place of anger, of deep frustration, and like, oh, okay, you are believing the conditions that you are putting out there, Dean, and you're experiencing and expressing fear. So the first thing that I'm doing right now is just being mindful of when you feel, identifying that sense of resistance, like I'm resisting my own dreams, I'm resisting the relationships in my life, I'm resisting the success that I want. There's always that fear of success that can be going on, the fear of failure, fear involved. So that the idea that, okay, there's no flow. Oh my God, there's no flow.
Yeah.
I'm not experiencing flow. I'm experiencing upset and anger. That's when I know that I'm in resistance. Because there is only flow. There is only that divine energy expressing. And in my experience of my belief in not flow, it's like what Esther Hicks talks about with Abraham, that whole thing of pushing against that, that whole rock'em sock'em robot for things for folks from my era, that, punching at or bulls batting heads with one another. That's resistance to me. So that's how I know I'm in resistance, when my sense of well-being is low. So that's how I encourage all of our community to identify first be mindful. Are you experiencing a sense of resistance? And then I have some advice after that, but I want to turn this back to Rich about the sense of resistance. How do you know? How do you get mindful of your resistance? How do you identify your resistance? You said, I'm over here and it's over there, and there's a sense of separation. How else do you, from a feeling tone, identify resistance?
Yeah, definitely. In my emotions, when I'm feeling, let's say I'm feeling sad, things aren't working out the way I want. Yeah. It's because I'm resisting the flow of the infinite flowing through me. when I'm worried about something, I can feel that in the pit in my stomach, worried that it's not going to work out the way I want it to. And so, one of the things we talked about, Dean, earlier was just going with the flow and allowing it. And, it's okay if things aren't working out the way you want, because there's probably something better for you around the corner. Ernest Holmes, the Science of Mind, is my mentor. And so he wrote something, and I'm going to read it to you, and we can talk about that. This is an affirmation by Ernest Holmes. I surrender my will to the divine will, trusting that all is well and that the universe is conspiring in my favor. I release my need to control and surrender to the flow of life, knowing that everything is happening for my highest good. I trust that the universe has a plan for me and that I am always guided towards my highest and best expression. I surrender to the divine within me and allow it to lead me towards my greatest potential. Really, really good. I surrender my will to the divine will, trusting that all is well and the universe is conspiring in my favor. When the universe is conspiring in your favor, because everything seems to flow when you're in the flow and you're not resisting. Have you ever had that happen? Like all of a sudden, it's like you feel like, you're in heaven. Everything is just going. You're going, why is everything going so well? It's because you are allowing it to go well. You're not pushing against the flow.
You're allowing it to go well. You're not pushing against the flow. Oh, I'm going to interrupt just quickly. Hey, if you're watching this on Facebook or one of the other social medias, would you comment down below? Would you press a thumbs up? Would you say, what the hell are you guys talking about? Or give us some input about how you feel about resistance. How do you identify resistance? Or thumbs up, heart, whatever. Just that goes back into that idea of flow. We're encouraging the flow of this communication within our group. So that the idea of Holmes's comment there goes back to that idea of surrender. And we were talking about surrendering in the last few weeks. We've been talking about releasing fear in the last few weeks. And Rich and I were talking about this. It was like, oh, what are we going to talk about? Let's talk about resistance. Oh, yes, because resistance, bad resistance. Let's help everybody. So what are we going to say about resistance, Rich? So we spent our week focusing on resistance.
Yeah, and then you came up with something pretty unique.
I did. It's like, okay, can we listen to ourselves? What you focus on increases, folks. So we have spent the week focusing on how we're going to talk about resistance to you guys. And I had some resistance come up in my week that has been slightly behemoth. And it was like with the V8, I could have had a V8. It's like, we're not talking about resistance.
Yeah.
We're talking about allowing. We're talking about being receptive. Resistance is pushing against. What we're here to talk to you about is to bring up the idea of that flow, that acceptance, that attractiveness, the receptivity. Receptivity to me is really the word. It's the idea of allowing. I just put that into the chat. Oh, I misspelled it. Sorry. I'm allowing that receptivity. So when we're pushing against, the idea is not to focus on the resistance. The idea is to focus on our receptivity, our attractiveness, that which we are attracting, not just our attractiveness, but that which we are attracting into our lives. So we've been focusing on surrendering to that receptivity. And it was like, on the one hand, it was like turning on the faucet of flow. yes, it was like turning on the faucet of flow. Just focusing on things that, like Rich said, well, what songs do you think what songs would inspire you for more of a flow and more of a transformation? And so we were looking at songs, like an older one, What a Wonderful World. What a Wonderful World, which is a Louis Armstrong song, or Man in the Mirror. You know, really that songs that really helped me, at least, released resistance. So, and that's, and of course, as I've said, music is my metaphor. I'm all about music. I love music, and I use music in my private practice and with my clients, but mainly I use it with my life, in that I've been using music this week to help release that resistance and allow receptivity. That the song, especially with the video, if you've watched up the Rise Up video with Andra Day, is it Andra Day? Anyway, Rise Up, take a look at it. Not only is the video remarkably crafted from a compassionate standpoint, but it talks with such power about rising up. And I see that as releasing, being receptive, rising up to the possibilities. That's how my life took a change for the more of a sense of feeling connected with my inner source, by recognizing that I'm going for that sense of receptivity.
Yeah. You know, movies, my metaphor too. And so for me, The Peaceful Warrior,
Yes,
it's all about the journey. Just pay attention to the journey, because it's the journey that's important, not the end destination where you're going. It's the journey that's important. It's how you move through life to get to where you want to be.
Yeah.
And do you do it with ease and grace? You do it with struggle, and it's up to you to decide. And I find my ease and grace through my spiritual connection, through my spiritual principles that I teach and stuff. You know, some of the things that you can use, let's say you're in lack and limitation about money or funding for a film, you can use an affirmation for abundance. You know, repeat to yourself, I am abundant and prosperous, or the universe is abundant and there's enough money to fund my film, and just focus on the positive aspect of it. There's so many things you can do through prayer and meditation, using visualizations, practicing gratitude, focusing on the things that you're grateful for rather than the things that you're lacking. And then in that way, you release the resistance. You know, for me, if I have resistance for something, then just by affirming and focusing on what you want, not what you don't want, allows me to break through the resistance that I have. And trusting, I just have a real trust that the universe is conspiring to bring me my highest good all the time. My good is always knocking on my door. And so when I get into that mindset, then I can just allow it to flow through my life. And when I don't, then I get stuck with resistance, resisting the good. Do we resist the good? We're always resisting. I'm always resisting the good until I can focus on the good and eliminate the negative or the bad or the things that aren't working. They're not so good.
They're not so good. That which is not good. The first time I ever heard the phrase that the universe is conspiring for my good, I remember where I was sitting. I was at North Hollywood Church in Los Angeles, in North Hollywood. And Dr. Mark said, you know, I believe that the universe is conspiring for my good. And a lot of times we'll say things that we think everybody knows. But I was new to that room, and I heard this, and it just set me free. That when we're in that sense of resistance or not, to know And I say no and have faith that the universe is conspiring for our good. The universe is talking behind our backs, saying, okay, what can we do for Rich? Okay, what is his highest and best good? Okay, let's bring it on. Let's bring it on. Well, now it has a little bit to do with what Rich is willing to accept and what Rich or any of us is talking about. But I love the idea that of the universe conspiring for our good. Love it.
I know. And it may give you something and you might resist it, thinking that, that's not what I want. It's not, it doesn't really feel right to me to do that. And yet you're resisting, you're pushing against divine grace. You're pushing against something that's really good, that the universe is giving you. And what I find is when I say yes to everything, just say yes. Instead of no, yes. Okay. So this is showing up in my life. If I push it aside, that could be a gift from divine grace. That could be a gift from the infinite intelligence for me to move forward in my life. And yet I don't recognize it and I deny it. I push it away. I resist it. And so my lesson in life is to learn how not to resist the good that's flowing into my life as it's flowing into my life. And you can do that too, by recognizing that everything is good, even the stuff that doesn't look so good, not so good. Okay. If you look
How is this happening for you, Rich?
How is this happening for you?
How is this happening for me? How is this happening for me? The not so good. And I've added to the Peaceful Warrior to the chat. And then I put a list of songs that I just adore as far as that personal transformation. I've got those. If, damn it, Rich, I'm going to watch Peaceful Warrior this week. I'm going to do that. And I'm going to listen to every one of these songs, like not just in the background. I'm going to sit in the massage chair. We got a massage chair with the house. It's fabulous. I'm going to sit in the massage chair and listen to this music. I do something called a grand pause. And that is just 3 to 4 hours of contemplation where I allow my mind to go in whatever direction it is called. I'm going to listen to the soundtrack at this playlist while I'm doing my grand pause this week. I'm committed. Hey, Rich, can I add that affirmation to the chat?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, great.
Absolutely.
I knew you'd say yes, but I wanted to ask. There's an affirmation in the chat. Our chat is becoming like a resource list for happiness. Hey, speaking of a resource list for happiness, New Thought Tuesdays is about to go into our inner circle, where we're going to have a conversation with our community of lovely human beings on the idea of are you okay?
Yeah. Sorry.
It's great because your camera, Rich got a new camera and it's going in and out with you. And as you move, it pans and it's fabulous. I love this. Yes, you can do that. Anyway, we're going to go into our inner circle. We will see you there in a bit. If you want to be part of Inner Circle, here's the way you do it. Go to newthoughttuesdays.com and click on Yes, I Want to Be Reminded. We will send you a link to this Zoom room, and you will be able to be present and in the Zoom room while we have our discussion, and then we go in and talk. And we will share some, the key thing is, okay, this is all great information. How do I do this? And that's what we chew the fat over in the inner circle. And that's where Rich and I bring some more information in. So we will see you in there. Thank you for your chats. Thank you, Frank. Yay, got a thumbs up for Frank. We will see you in there. Anything before we leave, Mr. Smith?
Yeah, I like that idea of a playlist. I also have an ebook that I'm creating called The Soul's Journey, the means and the message behind spiritually inspiring films. And I put a list of films in there that were spiritually inspiring: The Peaceful Warrior for me, Groundhog Day, A Beautiful Mind. And then I put in a little analysis of the different messages that were in there, the spiritual messages that were in the movies. And I'm working on that now. So if you join the Infinite Filmmaker group, I'm going to be giving it to you for free, or the New Thought Tuesday group. I'll offer it to you guys for free too. So
Thank
just
you,
put a little
sir.
plug in there.
Yay, love the plug. Okay, we are turning off the recordings, and we will see you in the inner circle.
Okay, see you guys later.